Hello, I'm that one mute frog, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. There's a timer on my house. What is that? Maywick is on their way. You'll need to leave the station, get protection, or disable your tracker before they arrive. Oh. How many things is that? Hold on. God, that's a lot, actually. What? I can't even begin to count that. But we've got a lot we need to do still, in terms of the story. I've got actually a list here, right, of people that I need to complete their quest. Let's do... Who do I need to do first? Who should I do first? I have a lot of money right now, so I don't need to worry about work. I'm gonna do... There was Rabia, if you remember. Rabia was the one who had stuff on Sabine. So I'm gonna continue this. This is my main priority. But actually first I'm gonna buy food from Memphis. Actually wait, no. First I need to work at the thing. The Haifa commune, right? Yeah. Put in my 1 dice. Now I can work at Rabia's office. Nice, okay. And now I end cycle. There's gonna be a lot of just real quick ending cycles in this episode. I'm gonna speed through until something interesting happens. What? Wait, whoa, something negative happened. Wait, what? I put in a 1 dice and I got a negative thing. It said plus Yannick Insider, but it had red on it. And I lost energy, but that's not a huge deal. As you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers and walk back through the low end, a chirruping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor away from the main thoroughfare, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with a suit sealant tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper. Sabine's voice crackles through. I've seen you with the Yadigan members. Are they holding you captive too? A high whine. I'm sorry if I've dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening within the gang. Some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, their voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon. Thanks to your efforts, I have located most of their properties. At the right time, a pause. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. The recording cuts out. You stare at the recorder, processing what you have just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. An SNARP employee. Do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust, and head quietly out of the low end. Okay, well, I was trying to progress this, if you don't mind, Sabine. Jesus. We're done! I can talk to Rabia now, but I won't. Instead, I'm going to... Where can I put this? Who's next on the list? Memphis? Okay, I'm gonna do Memphis's pick up some Jarol things. I forgot exactly what it's called. Here we go, Mushroom Groves. I need Jarol caps. Here we go. Give me them. Please, pretty please. I got 1. That'll do for now. Alright, let's go talk to Rabia. I don't remember what voice I gave Rabia. But whatever. This time you meet inside Rabia's office, although now that you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit, midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. When Rabia turns to greet you, you realize she's missing an arm. Prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. What? Why? Updates, she says, noticing you look where her artificial arm usually is. Nothing to worry yourself with. Of course. Sit, says Rabia, gesturing you to the 2 diminutive stools. You both settle on the stools, Rabia crossing her legs on top and sitting straight backed. God, I'm awful at reading. Gia told me you've been doing the rounds, collecting teas, patrolling the ward. She smiles. Some of the enforcers are impressed. And I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I wanted to see for myself. See what for yourself? If the stories are true? If the stories are true. I see. Rabia flexes her neck side to side. And the conclusion? Still deciding. Well, Sleeper, Rabia says teasingly, please keep us updated on any progress. She smiles a thin smile. Joking aside, I know that for you, life on the Eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards. Though some of our members may not see it this way, I know you too are a refugee. She looks at you solemnly. That is why you have come to us. Enough, Rabia. Sorry. Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I'm tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabia's baton in their hand, the end lit with sparking electricity. Rabia looks between the two of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you two? She looks strangely unfazed. I mean, no? We didn't cooperate on this. The whole thing was just like, don't worry, I'm on my way. That's not cooperating. I'm gonna stay silent. Sabine pauses, thrown off by her silence. I don't... Sabine! Jesus. Rabia takes this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool and, fainting past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inwards. She's by far the stronger, and she pushes Sabine to their knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton towards their chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep this crackling baton from their skin. Stop! Then you support them, Rabia asks you, her eyes not leaving Sabine. Your loyalties are so easily swayed. I thought you were more than Yannick's attack dog, Rabia, Sabine spits back. Are you not able to think for yourself? I'm bad at voices. I don't know why I'm bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Rabia holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she's about to hammer it down into Sabine's chest. But after a painful wait, she throws Sabine down instead, then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting it off in a single move. Rabia, explain. They both look at you, each still catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my enforcers will come down here and take them away? Rabia cracks her neck. Lucky I didn't kill you. I would have every right, she shouts, the anger a release of tension more than a threat. Sabine lifts himself a little, bruised from the fall. They roll onto their side and cough. Rabia gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props himself up on their elbows and fixes Rabia with a hard stare. You have something to say? Rabia taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this... No coming back. What's the point? Sabine breathes heavily. She refuses to listen to criticism of the great Yadigan project. Rabia collects herself. Speak. She folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, then decide on another approach. Eventually they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabia immediately flinches, her eyes going to a prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching, but she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong than she is to hurt them, at least for now. When I came here from SNR, they glance at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper, they take a breath. I know that I should have told you I worked for SNR long ago, but I thought you would abandon me, and you are my final friend. What you should know is that I left SNR. God, I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the fact that I just stayed silent, and to me, no, look at this. Hold on. Sabine pauses, thrown off by her thoughts. That's so funny. What you should know is that I left SNR because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program and on the illegal and immoral practices it relied on to the press. SNR wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could to this refuge at the edge of the surrogate systems. Sabine stops to collect himself. What does this have to do with Yannick? Rabia interrupts. The Sleeper knows you're SNR. I told them. While you hide beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you and then away, ashamed. I mean, I'm sure you had your reason? They lift their head. But it is Yannick, not me, who is in the pocket of SNR. Rabia flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here. to tie me up in debt, to lock me away in exchange. Rabai slams her hand on the desk. Just tell us, for God's sake! In exchange for those. Sabine finishes, nodding towards Rabai's prosthetic arm in its cradle. He has been using Yadigan enforcers, using you as test subjects for SNR technology. I have the data to prove it. He has been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Rabai's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabine produces a slate. It's all here. Thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants for Baya. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. Sabine suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I've tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. Not all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Rabaya closes her eyes and breathes in, then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabine is still taking Rabaya through the manifest and usage data, both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leads Rabaya through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye and something passes between you. Something like a thank you or a sorry or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. Okay. I got an upgrade point. I'll take a look at that in a second. They're planning something. Okay. Can I? Oh, I can upgrade. No reason for me to do that. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle. I don't want that. Keep 2 dice even when conditions breaking. I don't think I need that. Agent nodes give double data rewards. That's kind of cool. Use scrap components at home to repair condition. That could be good. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hold on, is the ship here? No, the ship isn't here today. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Jesus, there's a lot. Oh, wait, I can just do this right now. Oh, shoot. Okay, so now I don't have to use the pill and I can save money. That's perfect. What? That's awesome. Right, so while Sabine and Rabaya are holed up planning their thing, I need to work on Emphasis questline, which should be pretty easy. Let me real quick do the Haifa commune thing. Yeah, take my 1 dice block. Thank you. Let's see. Mushroom groves. This should be easy enough. Do that. Do that. Can I have more? What? Why am I not getting the Gerol caps? I still only have... Okay, whatever. I'll collect spores then. Jesus. Or should I? Yeah, I'll just do this. 2 growth spores. Okay, cool. I need to get more Gerol caps, though. What the hell? Give me the Gerol caps, you bastard. It has to be a positive outcome for me to get the Gerol caps, really? That's annoying. It was you who needed the spores, right? Okay, you need 1 more. Alright, well, time to go to sleep. I'll pick more in the morning. Alright. Hive commune. I have my 1 dice block. Thanks. Mushroom groves. Hopefully, I'll get the Gerol caps from this. Yes, okay. I can do the same here. Give me a spore, please. Yes, okay, perfect. Right. I'll give you the last grove spore you need. I can talk to you now, but first I'm going to give Emphas the caps. Mushroom caps. Where is Emphas? Here's Emphas. Hey, man. There we go. Okay, I'll see Emphas in how many days? 3. Okay. And then this opens up in 1 more day. Alright, let's go back and talk to... who was it? Rico, right? Yeah, Rico. Sleeper. Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What's it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves. But I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Tricolama Matsutake. God damn. Rico breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation as if it was nothing. I can't. The species Solheim, somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console showing a chemical composition, all gradiented bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified Matsutake spores. Damn. Am I supposed to understand that? Not entirely, no, but I think you'll understand this. Rico brings up another panel, identical in layout, but with wildly different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your Matsutake spores look like. They aren't the same? That's the conclusion, yes. Rico glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They're fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back and sighs. Solheim may have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the groves have and still are affecting them. Affecting them how? It's hard to tell without samples of fully grown mushrooms. She meets your eye, and herein lies our problem. She moves to another desk where 2 trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it. The pungent aroma of the fruiting matsutake like rotting, sodden overalls laced with an edge of spice. Damn. The matsutake here are grown from Solheim stock, spoiled from a spore vault in this complex. She winks. Sorry. They are delicious, by the way. She sets them aside. The empty tray is germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly and you suddenly realize how much she is enjoying this. So here's our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab. But gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body even from some of these spores so we can track it, understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. I haven't actually started, so that would be incorrect. So, look, I'm guessing, an educated guess, this is that the closer that these spores are to the groves, the better they will germinate. Okay. It's an old dome, the aviary, which sits directly above the grove's vent cores. With a bit of work, it'd make the perfect place to germinate the spores. Rico glances around at the meager lab with its improvised equipment. Look, I'd do it myself, but she waves a crutch. My farming days are over. Bring me whatever grows, not just matsutake. There's more than a couple variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks a matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions. Their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening here, of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself or being modified, whichever the case may be. Rico pops the matsutake cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure not a single mushroom will go to waste. Okay, so I need to clear this out now? Yeah. Okay. So I need to forage here, and then I need to grow here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna use this here. I also don't think this has any negative action, so that's cool. Yeah, it doesn't actually have a negative action. Alright. Sleepy time. Actually, wait. Did the ships arrive? Because if they did, I think I'd rather spend money on the scrap. Yeah, this one's here. Buy some scrap, yeah. Another random scrap item. Cool. Merchant freighter? Ship mine fragment. Haggle over prices? Ooh, well, I can't do that. Because I'm broke. But I can at least use the scrap that I got to repair myself instead of using the pill, which is pretty damn helpful. Alright. Life of dorm. I'm gonna heal myself and then I'll see you in next day. Alright. Next day. Hive a commune. Take my one. Thanks. Right, so... Sabine and Rabia should be done with whatever they're doing. Let's check on them. As you enter Rabia's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push open the door. Sleeper, what good timing, Rabia calls out as you enter. I wanted to introduce you to someone. The man is standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabia. He turns as you come in. Meet Yannick. Sleeper, he nods. Been hearing good things from Rabbi. Good to meet you? I guess? Aren't you, like, a bad guy? Good to meet you. Likewise, likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Rabbi, where were we? Actually, Rabia places a hand on your shoulder. The sleeper is what I wanted to talk to you about. She doesn't spare you a look. What is going on? Well, okay then. Yannick tucks his hands into his pockets. Go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. A tiny pause. They've shown themselves to be a capable ally here on the spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I heard the main block is proving more difficult. Yannick leads forward slowly. It's a mess, Rabbi. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them, he suddenly decides. Rabia smiles. Good to hear. I can immediately... Yannick cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, sleeper? What kind of work? A question. Yannick lowers his head and raises it again, as if he dropped something. Nothing new for you, he answers, not quite looking at you. You don't follow. What is he saying? That concludes it. Sleeper can come work in the ward, anytime they like. You shoot Rabia a confused look. Rabia finally glances at you for a moment, but it's so fast you almost miss it. Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Yan. Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Rabbi, he says. Now please, he says, turning to you. Let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabia away, leaving you standing alone. You look to Rabia, but she is deep in conversation, and so, stunned and confused, you leave. Yannick's ward? I have a new drive. Expose Yannick. Gain Yannick's trust. Patrol the block. Oh, okay. Here we go again. Oh, my energy went down. Oh no. Alright. Back home I go. I awaken once again. First I'm gonna work at this, the Hive commune. And then I remembered, I wanted to haggle for prices to see if I could get this ship mined for cheaper, maybe? That'd be pretty helpful. I don't know why I would need a ship mine fragment, but... Wait, why would I need a ship mine fragment? What? Alright, whatever. I'll haggle over prices, why not? Oh, cool. That is way cheaper. I'll buy 2. Though I'm not sure what I would do with these. Alright, well, I've bought all the supply of everything here, so I'm just gonna continue getting Yannick's trust. I have everything from low end, right? No, I still don't have enough low end. I should work on that eventually. Patrol the block. Do this one. Cool, I have his trust now. My condition went down. You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder stuck to a different wall this time. Running across the fluorescent tape is that familiar word, sleeper. You grab it quickly. Rabia says sorry. Actually, wait, no. Sabine would be fine now. Rabia says sorry. Sabine's voice sparks up once again. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you've got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block, then we need to get you into his office. A pause. It's risky, but obviously you are the only one of us he doesn't already know. Either way, we need to locate the link to SNR. You hear a shout in the background of the recording. Rabia says be careful. Sabine continues. The data suggests there's some relay, processing the implant data and sending it to the SNR, but we can't lock down its position. Either he is moving it, or it's moving itself, or it is rerouting through other relays. We can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details on it in his office. Once he trusts you, you should be able to get close enough to get in the office. You only get one shot. Oof. Recording creaks and whines. That's the final piece of the puzzle to end this. A pause. Good luck, sleeper. I'm sorry, too. Be safe. The recording clicks off, leaving you in silence. You pocket the recorder, just in case, and walk away. Looks like it is up to you. Yannick's office. Find the relay. Oh, do I risk it? Risk it! Relay located, and something else. Cool. What happened? As you finally prise the countermeasure from the drawer, Yannick enters the room. I wouldn't touch that, he ambles in, as if he had just found the open door by chance. Bad things. I was looking for your medicine. Yannick laughs. He picks up a pill bottle from the desk. Not looking hard. Yannick sits at the desk. Easy there. He suddenly jerks his head up and nods rapidly. That's right. What's wrong with you? He looks down at you, those sunglasses shimmering like wind across water. Nothing wrong here. Yannick grins a wide and empty grin. Who are you on an errand for? He produces a squat black object from his pocket and thumbs a button on the side. The end of it sparks up. Yes, he pauses. That's not a problem. No one. Yannick jerks his head to one side. Try again. He leans towards you now, black box sparking, reflected in those shimmering glasses, a grin on his face. He barely reacts to the object and slams into the side of his head. You don't see what it is, some metal box or ornament or perhaps, or Jesus, but you see the blood welling up from the cut it made when it glanced past. Yannick is still, and then he twists around. And he really twists. His whole body spins around a single point, his muscles shifting in some strange sequence, his head staying dead level in space while his body moves around it. The result is sickening. Step back, sleeper. Rabia is standing in the doorway, clear to the source of the thrown object. She readies her baton. Rabbi, says Yannick with an odd croak to his voice, then he leaps at her. Yannick moves unlike anyone you've ever seen. Disconnected, unpredictable, thin top muscles and angular bones. His ornate clothes whirl around him, shadowing his attacking strikes. Rabia staggers back, swinging and hitting in the air, hitting cloth but not making contact. Yannick's inhuman movements throw her off, putting her on the back foot. She shouts at you, "The relay!" You grab for the drawer, ripping it open, expecting to see a chunk of tech inside, but all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. Something's wrong. Rabia is desperately wrestling with Yannick, but she manages to throw him to the floor, where he lies still. Nothing? She shouts back. No relay? Just a cradle. Rabia goes to respond, but a cracking noise makes you both look at the toppled Yannick. You both watch in horror as he stands, one leg at a strange angle. The blood runs down his face while he doesn't react. A crack has appeared in his glasses. It suddenly hits you. The cradle, the relay. You stare at the implant on the side of Yannick's head. The shimmering glasses. He is the relay. He's the relay! As you shout, Yannick pushes forward once again, limping, broken, but dangerous. Rabia hears you and swings her baton up away from his shifting body, towards the pale box on the side of his head. There's a crackle, the smell of something burning, and Yannick drops to the floor like a puppet with cut strings. Rabia doubles over, catching her breath. What the hell? Rabia speaks between heavy breaths. I don't know. There's no way. That was the old Yannick. She stretches, wincing at her injuries. Were they controlling him? She gives you a grave look. It's possible. Rabia sheathes her baton. But not now. We have to go, before the rest of Yadigan finds out Yannick has just been murdered. She shakes her head. Did we just start a war? She grabs you by the arm. We need to go, now. And you both turn away into the corridor as rapid footsteps start echoing through the low end, brought by the commotion. You and Rabai exchange looks. It is done, but at what cost? Uh-oh. Not what I want to do. Rabai's office. She needs... how many days? 4 days. Okay. What else can I do? Emphas. Oh, I should check on Emphas. Yeah, crap. I can't do Emphas. Who's next on the list, then? Bang, but... take me to Timbre. What is Timbre? I don't know what that is. So I guess next is Tala. I've not done anything to do with Tala in a damn while. Alright. I just lost energy. This is the worst game ever made. No, I'm kidding. But it is a little more. Cross the green line. I don't have scrap components. I gotta heal myself using the stabilizer. Alright, end cycle. Alright, Emphas should be ready. I need to... God, my dice are awful today, dude. What? Hey, man. Emphas is preparing the Girol caps. He has had to heavily adapt this recipe, he says. The smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish-white bulb you've never seen before, and he's slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb and the oil. They caramelize there in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch. We have a moment, Sleeper, he smiles. Do you have a story? Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. It seems like the story should match that feeling somehow, and maybe you'll feel better for telling it. I'll recall my oldest memories of when I was just a baby, except no, because I'm a sleeper. You start by explaining that when you are emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it is an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable, or perhaps it is a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive, and that on occasion they come back to you, like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory, which despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think it familiar, it always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling like you have forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Emphas nods throughout, cooking as he does with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realize you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Emphas finishes cooking and meets your eye. I'm sorry, Sleeper, for your troubles. He puts the wok to one side. I appreciate you sharing with me, he smiles. I hope it lightens you a little. He passes you a bowl and heaps the Girols into it, their yellow color mixing with the pale sauce and whirls and blooms. Eat. God. The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It is a small mercy, you think, that SNR left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. This is why you breathe even when you do not need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it, to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power, so much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Emphas takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways back into the bright market, somehow changed. Now what? Matsutake caps. Ooh. Okay. Well, I know how to get that. Ooh, discount! Alright, I'm gonna finish out this cycle, and then we will end this episode. So to get Matsutake caps, I need to continue doing Riko's questline by going to the aviary and clearing it the hell out, which is not that hard. All right, done. It's cleared. The aviary didn't change. Germinate spores. I need to actually get them, but hey, now I can actually germinate them. And with that, I'm going to end cycle, and then I'm going to leave this episode here. Mostly like story stuff today, which I'm fine with. We gotta get stuff going. This is episode what? 7? Episode 7? I think that's right. I'm pretty sure it's episode 7. And I only expected to go on for like 6 episodes, so we're kind of behind the schedule. And we still have quite a bit to go in terms of quest lines. So I'm going to try and finish it as quickly as possible without like just like speedrunning through. I still want to enjoy the game, but I'm glad we got like a decent bit done today in terms of storyline stuff. But I've been that one mute frog. Thanks for watching.